This presentation hopes to expand upon the ideas explored in the complementary essay, The Art of Arms. How should Renaissance fencing treatises be interpreted in context? The essay concludes that swordsmanship in 16th century Italy had a considerable and earnest emphasis on conducting actions with grace and elegance. It used fencing as a vessel to demonstrate many key ideas, such as the superiority and divine influence of the rational human mind, to place humanity above animals, channeling the human vessel to create beautiful works of art in form as well as function. They take Renaissance ideals of honour and grace and show a level of permeation into all actions deemed gentlemanly, none more pressing than the aristocratic duel of honour. Achille Marozzo covers 17 unique weapons and weapon combinations, alongside sections for left-handed fencers, advice against polearms, and mounted combatants if you're not armed equally against your opponent. I would like to posit a doctrine that is used continually throughout his system, and I believe this demonstrates the previously mentioned system of grace as well. The first part of this process is the provocation. These actions are not intended to end the fight, they instead provide safe cover to enter distance, or force a reaction out of your opponent. You offer an exposed target in order to funnel your opponent and make them obedient to your plan. Marozzo states multiple times that the untrained man knows only how to attack, and the difference of training and practice of the art is the separation of being able to defend yourself. Manciolino corroborates this by claiming that he who can parry a blow is more honourable than his opponent, and much like Marozzo's advice against verbal altercations, it forces your opponent into attacking you and appearing uncouth and needlessly aggressive by narrowing options. The provocation opens up the opponent and allows us to gain advantage by forcing certain actions. Our response is clear and forceful because of this, easily interpretable to an audience on a thematic basis. But on a practical basis, this also allows us to move in what the masters call counter time, predicting the response and countering that. The time advantage that we've stolen constrains our opponent, funneling them even further. Marozzo often asks for attacks to be redoubled, flowing twice to establish a tempo. When these attacks end, the tempo provokes the opponent to attack again at another provided opening. This all shows clear evidence that the fighting sequence should be planned out. Marozzo is wanting us to use the thinking, rational mind that separates humanity in order to demonstrate superiority. To an audience, they may also demonstrate superior honour and grace if they are interpreted as a form of toying, extending the fight to show how little danger your opponent provides. As Chapter 51 warns, the opponent may become incensed with fury when he is struck. To save from any unwanted danger, each of Marozzo's plays end with some form of covering action in order to defend yourself, again prioritizing actions which show the virtue of training and diligence over base instinctual violence. This process can be seen throughout the entire work, as seen here with the two-handed sword. There is a provocation in order to enter distance safely, whilst also being perceived to make the first action, and thus being more courageous. After this safety, there is then a distinct attempt to wound, followed by covering action, in order to safely remove yourself from distance. To conclude, I will now show some annotated demonstrations of the process in unchoreographed free play, or sparring. Watch for a covered approach to safely engage swords, throwing uncommitted provocations repeatedly to elicit a response, before warding and then moving into distance to strike true.